Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and in this video I wanted to give you a second and last battle ranking guide video. Alright, 2 more teams now with my personal high score, and my personal team that works best for me is with Glenn and Zack. Glenn immediately provokes and just keeps the boss debuffed, and Zack buffs physical attack and debuffs physical defense. And this team just works best for me, and I think it is easier with Glenn and Zack having spread out those support debuffs, and the battle is just more consistent for me. But as I previously said, with Aerith in your team you'll benefit a lot more if you have her new ultimate weapon, but even without it she works nicely as it is. And you can use her rebirth weapon or mermaid rods as they serve the same purpose. Just buff physical attack and they both have a circle sigil boost slot. As for Glenn, he has Stream Axe because it debuffs physical defense to -3, but here you also depend on his ultimate weapon to provoke. So for those few seconds until he gets it off, Cloud will have to take a hit or 2. Also, you can increase the score even more if you manage to animation cancel during the sigil phase and just break all the sigils before the boss does his Helheim attack that debuffs your attack, because then you have to buff it again. And I tried doing it a few times, but I can hardly get it to work and it was very inconsistent, so I just gave up. But if you can pull it off, you can definitely save a few more seconds and get a higher score than me. And also, on both teams I have Bahamut Memoria because of that 20% damage to summons. I think both Memoria are very close, but I think this one just works better, at least for me. Alright, with Glenn, immediately provoke, Zack buff physical attack, with Cloud exploit weakness, and with Glenn try to debuff physical attack and immediately do his ultimate weapon. And with Cloud do attack and also his ultimate weapon, and Zack just any more attack just to get off his army of 1, and perfect. Delayed the boss's attack, so he'll have to do the animation again. And now deplete the gauge, and I'm just going to try to get Glenn's. Was it done? Okay, I have to do any attack to get his limit break ready. Maybe? I think I managed to do it in time, but that was very close. Yeah, managed to delay it. And with Zack, if you want to, you could delay another attack if you want to, but I'm just going to ignore that. Cloud's outfit attacks already, so he has +4 earth damage, and I'm just going to wait for sigil phase to exploit weakness and just break all the sigils. And you could try to cancel this attack, but I'm just not going to bother. I tried, didn't work. Do Cloud's amplified attack, perfect, and army of 1 again for that +4. And hopefully that should be a big hit. Yeah, that's nice. That was almost 2.1. So that should be a good score. Actually, yeah, I'm done. It's tiny bit higher than the score I already had, but that's what, 15 points more, but I'll take it. I like those numbers. So yeah, that will be all. I only have Cloud, so I can't do any other character guides because I don't have them, I never bought. But still, I hope you find something helpful in here, even if it's not for Cloud. But in the meantime, good luck on your own runs, and thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one. Alright, Aerith, so buff physical defense and command gauge, and try to debuff Odin's physical attack as much as you can. Yes, Cloud will have to take those hits. Bravery on Cloud. And you can try switching to defense if you want to, but with Glenn, do his ultimate weapon immediately to get off that provoke. And with Cloud I'm just going to attacks. One more attack. Actually, maybe I could have delayed it, but it didn't matter. But with Glenn I should be able to get his limit break ready too. But with Aerith I just can't get Army of One faster with her. We could try to, but I'm not sure. Also, I guess with those two limit breaks we could have waited for this animation to cancel it, and so he has to recast it again. But now I can start doing the outfit attacks to get earth damage buff while I'm waiting for the sigil phase. I'm sorry to exploit weakness and just try to break all the sigils, but you could try to cancel it before this attack, this Helheim attack, but I don't know, I tried, didn't work. Alright, sea ability attack, and now this, but also I see I have to recast Glenn again, so amplified, Glenn, Army of One. It should be fine. But yeah, it's... the sigil phase is so tight and stressful and so many things to watch out for. It's insane. But yeah, that's a very nice score, but as I said, you can definitely get this higher, especially much higher if you have Aerith's ultimate weapon, that the new one Abraxas, but if you manage to cancel those animations to save few seconds, the score can definitely be higher.